talk about that probably a little bit more as this live continues, but we are live again today. Hopefully everybody is doing well. I'm going to put in my poll question. I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing recently. New to the channel. And yes or no. Say hello. And start the poll. Alright, we'll see how today goes. It's a little warmer out here, so we will see how long I stay out before the phone starts having a fit with me and is telling me that I need to go inside, basically. We will see. For those who have been kind of hanging around this and kind of been watching me for a little while, hello there, Itzel. Hope you're doing well. I probably did about 50 straight lives. Yesterday, though, I couldn't. Down in Florida, checking out some areas for a potential move. But we are back, and we are live, and we are hanging out with Rosemary at the moment, who's enjoying this sun. She is looking a bit tired. A little tired and a little sleepy, aren't you, honey? Says, yep, I'm a tired little girl. Hello there, Bruce. Hope you're doing well. So it was a little weird not doing a live yesterday, but I thought about doing it. But after driving up and down through a big chunk of Florida and being on the road for like about 10 hours, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. The trip was okay. We definitely, it was productive. We went in the Orlando area to where we flew into, and, you know, I think we officially X'd out. We're not interested in living in Orlando. Way too busy, way too big. Too many terrible drivers in Orlando. So we're not going to go there. Then the other main area we were kind of checking out was kind of south of Tampa, Sarasota area, Fort Myer area. That's got potential. It's not as busy, it's not as crowded. So, excuse me. Yeah, I would say that's a possibility long term. We kind of went into that relative area of Kissimmee. Wasn't really, again, I mean, it's just like a suburb of Orlando, so Orlando's just too big. We kind of like to be in kind of smaller areas, so Florida itself might be tricky altogether with that to begin with. Hello there, Tranquil. Hope you're doing well. But we plan on going back again sometime in the next maybe 3 to 6 months, because we do have to check out some other areas. The Jacksonville area, potentially, and then like the Panhandle area, and that would be it. And we'll go from there. But I hope everybody's doing well. And I hope everybody's kitties, if you got kitties, hopefully they're all doing well today. Hope everybody's been having a good day, a good Wednesday. Hello there, Permafrost. Yes, this is definitely a little kitty cat. This is little Rosemary. She is one of 9 kitties that we have all together. She's one of our older ones. Bruce, yes, the kitties were okay. Rosemary was definitely not happy being in a room for such a long period of time. Hello there, trans alien from Canada. Hope you're doing well. If you love kitties, you're in the right place. We got 9 cats all together. This is one of 9. This is Rosemary. I'll get a better view in a second for her. Unfortunately, Pandora did not really eat anything because we separated her. We separated her and put some plates down of fresh food, and she didn't touch them at all. So she did drop a little bit of weight because we weighed her when we got in earlier this morning. Um, but she did start eating her like food again once we got back in. Hey, Rosie. You got to turn around for the camera. Yes, Rosemary definitely loves that sun. No. Can I be a mod? Well, since I've never seen you before, no. I don't give out mods willy-nilly and just to anybody and everybody. You have to show some consistency on the channel and kind of participate in these live streams. I do live streams pretty much every day around 7 o'clock pretty much during the week, and the weekends are a little bit different. So if you show that you can be consistent, then maybe, but not yet. 7 p.m. Sorry for not saying that. So 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. Then the weekends are usually sometime between 2 to 4 Eastern Standard Time. Yes, it is a kitty. It's a pretty kitty there. Not Sophia one bug, I think, or a bug. One of 9 kitties that we got here. This one's Rosemary. She's about 16, 17. She's a deaf kitty. She's got a controlled thyroid disease, and she's enjoying her sun time right now. With my lives, they're only about an hour or so. I typically start out here with Rosemary out in the screened-in porch area, and then I go in and I check out show off the other kitties. So also, if you have any cats of your own, just let me know in the chat. Tell me about it. And if you have any cat questions also, I'd love to help because I do have a lot of experience with helping kitties and working with cats. And part of my reason of making this channel and another cat channel that I have too are helping fellow cat parents out there if they have any issues, concerns, worries about their kitties and how they're doing. I can always turn the camera on you.
All right.
I said I can always turn the camera on you.
No, I can't.
Oh, no? Well, you subbed? Okay, well, I mean, hopefully with these videos and these live streams, I hope that you find value in this. And, you know, do you have any cats of your own? Bruce, you switched to Purina Complete. How's that been going? You know, sometimes switching food on kitties can be a bit tricky. You know, sometimes they'll take it up immediately and won't have any issues with eating it, or won't have like any diarrhea issues or vomiting. And sometimes, you know, sometimes they won't. You gotta like slowly kind of integrate a new food into their system. So it just kind of depends. Yeah, so if you are new to the channel, if you want to say hello, I'd appreciate it. They love it so far. Well, that's good. Good. Hopefully they'll continue to like it, and that'll be good for their, you know, for them health-wise long term. Hello there, Sydney Cat. I hope you're doing well. Hope things are going well up there in Chicago. Yeah, I wanted to also talk a little bit about this Florida trip. The driving, my goodness, I've never, well, actually I have. I'll take that back a bit. The drivers of Florida, there are some good ones and there are some awful drivers in Florida. Such impatience. It's like, good gravy. Man, y'all are in such a hurry. You're doing good, Sydney Cat. Awesome. Good to hear. Rosemary here is doing well. She was definitely angry at us for not being here yesterday all day, so she was stuck in her room, unfortunately. And she definitely told us off this morning when we saw her. She was cussing like a little sailor. Hello there, Icon. Hope you're doing well. Tranquil, hopefully, kind of gonna move the camera, move myself a little bit. Hopefully, Miracle is doing well. Kind of get a little better shot here. Hello there, John. Hope things are going well for you, John. Yes, we survived our trip to Florida, thankfully. Very busy state, parts of it. It was good though. It was a good trip. It was helpful. We definitely knocked out an area. We knocked out Orlando. Not going to go to Orlando if we decide to move to Florida. A little bit around the Tampa Bay area is a potential. Hello there, NPP. Hope you're doing well out there in California. Hope things are going well. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. It's hot out there in California. What's the temperature, NPP? I tell you, out in Florida yesterday, when we were out in Florida, going through large chunks of the state or pretty big chunk of the state, it was hot out there. It's like, whew. I mean, it was like easily 100 degrees. I think I have a burned, like, driver's elbow. 102 degrees. Wow, you're cooking out there in California. Tampa, yes. Bruce, Tampa is also big, but we were kind of like maybe like an hour south of Tampa. I'm not sure if you're familiar with like Fort Myers, Coral, Cape Coral, I think it was called, Sarasota. So kind of south of an hour and a half, 2 hours south of the Tampa area, where it's a little bit less congested and a little bit more country-like with some of the farms. NPP 2 days in the hundreds. You're ready for the 80s. Yeah, it's definitely getting hotter everywhere, isn't it? As you can see, though, Rosemary, she approves of the heat. He's like, I like melting out here. I'm already a skinny cat, but I just melt in the sun. NPP, so it's something we are looking into moving wise. I might be going back to school to become either possibly an x-ray technician or a radiation therapist. I've been looking at a couple of things back in the healthcare world. I used to work in physical therapy a long time ago. And I think the healthcare field might be for me again. So I'm looking at some places. And X-ray technician wise, you can do that anywhere. Pretty much every state has a college, a community college, where you can get a 2 years associate's degree, right? But the radiation therapy, which also is a 2 year associate's degree for the most part too, there's only a handful of colleges that have a certain type of accreditation that you want to try to get, or what you're looking for in a school, and Florida has some potential in that. So it's a possibility. There are other places, but my wife, she basically like takes out like 40 states. She doesn't want to go anywhere where there's any snow.
So that's most of the country, snow-wise. So I'm limited. Hello there, Rev. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Rev, we were in your state yesterday, down there in Florida, hitting the Orlando area, Fort Myers area, and Fort Myers is a potential. The Orlando area is just way too big for us. Rev, you apologize for your language the other night. Oh, no worries, Rev. No worries. I mean, it was a bad time. I hope that starts to calm down, disappear, or get better over time. I know family can be very head scratching, vomit inducing. No, I don't want to say vomit inducing, but can be very annoying sometimes. So I understand with family and then in-laws and stuff like that. So you're good. I'm probably going to hang out with Rosemary here for another 5 minutes or so. I did get a little warning on my phone saying that the phone is starting to warm up a little bit. It is definitely, it's a little warmer out here than it has been the last few times I've been out. It's probably in the 90s or so. No, probably in the 80s, I would say. Maybe in the 90s. NPP, yeah, I don't. Northern Idaho. I don't think we're gonna go to Northern Idaho. I got a feeling that's got a ton of snow up there. I've always tried to get my wife to go to Alaska, but I know that's never gonna happen. I'd love to live in Alaska, but that's not gonna happen at all. Rev, you're in Ohio now on a mental vacation, doing great besides that stomach flare up. Okay, good to hear. If you are new to this channel, and if you want to, you don't have to, but say hello in the chat. If you have any cats, tell us about them if you can, if you want to. And if you have any kitty questions, feel free to ask them in chat, and I can do my best to answer them. Got a lot of experience with working with cats. Hello there, Elizabeth Corolla. I hope you're doing well. Do you love kitties, Elizabeth? Do you have kitties? John, you think you're hang out in the Virginia mountains and honestly don't get much snow? Yeah, John, Virginia, it's a potential. We might look into Virginia, maybe, depending on what part of Virginia. Do you know anything, being John, you live in Virginia, so do you have any opinions or any thoughts of Roanoke, Virginia? Well, my wife is saying pass, but I'm still going to ask the question, though, regardless. But yeah, of course, I would love to have a full blizzard. And Alaska's a beautiful state. I mean, anybody, John, I know you've been to Alaska. Anybody who's been to Alaska will say that it's a beautiful state. Hey, honey. I know, Rosemary. I know. NPP, Northern California is nice, not way up. North Wine Country is nice here. Yeah, NPP. I mean, California is definitely a beautiful state to visit, but I don't think I could live there. I think the cost of living there is just incredibly high, and maybe the salary kind of, balances that out, perhaps. I mean, you could obviously tell, you could obviously let me know if that's the case or not. Bruce, Adam, if you want to experience a full-blown wizard, or not wizard, a full-blown wizard, um, go to Colorado, go to Denver. Okay. John, Roanoke is a good, nice place. Fairly big, deeper in the mountains, so they do get some snow. It's a little colder. Okay. And then MPP, it is high, the cost of living, but pay does balance it out. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm never gonna never say never, but I think my time living kind of on the East Coast, or in the East Coast, the West Coast is probably never going to happen. I mean, I lived in Arizona for 26 years, and I probably will never live out in the West again, more than likely. But, you never know. Things can happen. And I know, like, the pay out there for x-ray techs and probably radiation therapists are, like, crazy high. But I don't know if any of you know, like, what a radiation therapist is, or if any of you have heard of it or not, but the pay doing that is, like, incredible potential. There's a major downside though, because you're working with cancer victims, obviously, day in and day out, and that can get pretty tough. I'm sorry to Tranquil. If you want misery, come to Louisiana. Yeah, we drove through Louisiana, so I don't really have much. I don't really have much to say on that. NPP, one of your surgical techs is going for his X-ray tech right now. I work with gray techs. What are gray? Do you mean X-ray techs? NPP. Okay. Oh, NPP. Since you're in that kind of that medical world too, a question. If you happen to know, if you don't, that's okay. Do you know, or to your knowledge, do X-ray techs have to draw blood in your in your experience, or from what you know of? If you know, just curious. Rev, I would love to spend the winter at the Shining Hotel. That would be awesome. I can do pretty well kind of being by myself, or being just with like the cats. Imagine the cats running around in that hotel, they would be in heaven. Yes, not Pandora, but Rosemary here is laying out her beautiful body, she says, for everybody to see. Southside Virginia is nice, warm, but it's deeply southern. Um, yeah. Much of Virginia is still very deep south still. Okay. Rosemary could be like a model for a cat magazine. Um, let's see. So NPP, no. I think some start IVs, or used to, for certain procedures. We used to start them when they couldn't. That was many years ago. Yeah, NPP, if you don't mind, if you could find out, and then like whenever I do a live and you happen to hop on it, or if you just want to send me an email, whatever is going to be easiest for you, if you don't mind, that would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be like the end all to be all. Like, if I have to draw blood as an x-ray technician, it's not going to, like, prevent me from looking into it, because I know with x-ray technicians, you can go into different fields. Once you have some years, little experience under your belt, you can easily branch out into like MRI or CT, or sonography. So there is that appealing nature of X-ray technician stuff. Rev, I saw like a blip of it, but I didn't look into it fully. So I will check out that post though, when I'm done with this live, and I guess depending on what it is exactly, respond accordingly. Drawing blood is different than IV starts. I don't believe they draw blood at all. Okay, yeah, because that would be a big relief. Because I feel like I would not do well if I had to draw blood on a consistent basis. Cat rules. Okay, I'll check it out, Rev, when I'm done with the stream here. All right, so I'm gonna go upstairs. I got some good time with Rosemary out here, and I don't want this phone to shut down. But we'll say goodbye to Rosemary. Bye, honey. I know, honey. You coming in too? All right, Rosie. We might see you in a bit. All right, so let's head upstairs. Bruce, you know how to do IVs? If it's a skill I gotta learn, I gotta learn. But hopefully I don't gotta worry about it. I'm gonna turn the degree down here. It's a little warm up here. Alright. Alright, so I guess we got Tang in here. Hi, buddy. Excuse me. Is that a meow Tang? And then, of course, we got the loudmouth Yoda. Hey, buddy. Again, if you are new to this live, if you want to say hello in chat, go for it. You don't have to, of course. And I hope everybody is doing well on this Wednesday. Hello there. I'm sorry if I'm going to mess your name up. I'm just going to call you Jones, because I'm not even going to try to butcher that first name. But hello there. Hope you're doing well. If you got any cats or anything, let us know. Cat, if you want to, but you don't have to. Hi, honey. Hi to Z Jones. Hi. Oh, well, that's a kind comment. I mean, we do have 9 altogether. How many do you have? You're looking rather goofy here, Orangey. John, you only know how to survey. Well, that's a pretty important job, though, and that's something that, I don't know, I don't think, like, robots... Well, here's a question. So, depending on, like, whatever your job is, I know, John, you do surveying, obviously. NPP, you do nursing, right? So, do you think your job would ever be replaced by AI? Do you think, like, it's, Yoda, you don't need to be sniffing things, like, park there, so then, no, don't be doing that. So yeah, do you think that your job would like ever be replaced with AI, like in your lifetime? Just an interesting question. See what y'all think. Military taught me was a combat lifesaver. What is a combat lifesaver, Bruce? If you I mean if you want to like expand on that, because I'm not sure what that is. Hi again, Baylor. Hope you're doing well. We're just hanging out with, at the moment, out of our 9, we're hanging out with the goofball, Yoda, and the loving boy, Tang. Rev, your mom was a professional vampire. Okay. Oh, so she was a phlebotomist. I gotcha. Yeah, I could not do that. NPP, people wouldn't enjoy an AI nurse, I don't think. I also don't think AI could do my job. Yeah, I don't think right now or in like our lifetimes, NPP, that I don't think they could make an AI robot do what a nurse does. I mean, because nurses, y'all are the backbones of the healthcare industry, basically. First responder till the medics show up. Okay. kind of like EMS in a way. John, you are using robotic instruments nowadays, but you still need survey property experience to figure out the deeds that were described without technology. I gotcha. Has anybody been into a restaurant recently, whether it's like a sit-down restaurant or a fast food restaurant, and had like a robot take their order or a robot make any of their food? Baylor, no. Bruce, no. NPP, no. I'm kind of surprised, NPP. I feel like out in California, I guess depending on where in California though, but y'all would be, with Silicon Valley and stuff like that, would be like maybe leading the way with that kind of stuff, perhaps. Yeah, my wife is saying the Highway 55, which is like a fast food, a better quality fast food place out here in North Carolina. They have a robot. Uh, Tranquil, you just had a horrible experience yesterday with a doctor. I'm sorry to hear that, Tranquil. McDonald's has a fully automated restaurant in Texas. Crazy. Like completely automated, Rev? Like the robots cook the food and order the food and all that stuff? That's crazy. NPP don't really like robots. John, you see robots delivering food when you're in Harrisburg. It's very strange. Yeah, I can imagine. And then, of course, talking about robots and AI, it always comes into that question is like, you know, inevitably, when are we going to have like a Terminator type event? Tranquil, very rude and nasty. Rev, the place is completely automated. It's a test restaurant. Okay, there's test. Okay. NPP, you tend to go to where rural people are to serve, although you don't have to tip a robot. Well, maybe you would though, NPP. So wouldn't that be crazy? Like if you don't tip them, then they, I don't know, will put a force field around you or something until you tip them, until they become like sentient and they're like, you will pay me for my great service. Tranquil, you love robots. They are never mean like people. Yeah, but they could become mean though. Yoda, I guess Yoda is hiding at the moment. He's. Sorry, Tang. Tang, get it. Tang. Oh. Move your butt a little bit. I think Yoda is sulking a little bit in that tunnel. All right, Yoda, you stay in there for now. Tang, you hang out. Seeing a robot just cruising down the sidewalk. I have not seen that, but I have heard of that though, John. I've heard of that in Virginia, in like the Washington D.C. area. Orangey, hi. Baylor, you would sue. Okay. Yes, Yoda is not happy right now, it looks like. You know, Orange, you wanting all this attention, weren't you? Bruce, you sit and you think I Robot. I've seen bits and parts of that, but not the whole thing. Yes, it could be Baylor. He could be protesting the phone today. Well, we weren't here yesterday. We were out of state, so we weren't home yesterday at all. So the kitties are a little angry, I think, still a bit. Well, Tranquil, hopefully whoever you saw yesterday, doctor-wise, or nurse, healthcare person, healthcare professional, you won't have to see again. You won't have to deal with again. Bye, Rev. Take care. Thanks for popping in. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you. We'll see you on another one, and I'll check out that community post also and respond to it. Yes, he is giving me the stare. I'm going to go to Tang. Tang's happy to be seen right now, and he's happy to be rubbed on. John, Harrisburg is a college town, so apparently robots are considered normal for today's youth. Yeah, maybe. Until the robots start protesting also. Robots start protesting for higher pay. That'd be funny. Higher like Bitcoin. Oh, I know Orangey. He's a good boy. Again, if you're new to this chat, hello. My name is Adam. If you want to say hello in the chat, feel free to. You don't have to. NPP, you could see the next generation. Oh yeah, I would agree because you know that like kids. Baylor Minda is a tabby kitty. How old is Minda? I think kids in maybe the next 5 or 10 years they're gonna kind of get used to maybe like having a robot nanny or you know something like that. So it's just gonna you know kind of be natural for them, and they're not gonna know any better. Yeah, it's change. It can be hard. Well, you know what would be nice, John? I see that you say you're going to so many places where everything is automated. I kind of, in a way, wish our politicians were automated. Wouldn't that be crazy? Like, if we had Congress, the Senate, the President, the Supreme Court were actually just robots, then they could actually be logical about things. I mean, what a concept, huh? It should replace Congress and our government with just robots. They couldn't do a worse job. I don't like to get too political, obviously, but just talking robots and then just popped in my mind with Congress. Just turn them all into just robots. I mean, one could argue they're all robots, anyways. I mean, you listen to Congress people; they say the same thing, you know, over and over and over and over again. Oh, somebody's going a little vampiring here. Bless you. I know Yoda. NPP, you made hotel reservations and they just had a kiosk check-in, no staff. Has anybody read anything? I'm just talking about robots here again for a little bit, just briefly, because I don't. There's nobody like asking cat questions or anything, which is fine. But so I can kind of pivot on occasion. or kind of turn this into almost just random stuff a little bit. But as what is his name? He's an old science fiction writer. Somebody I think had a lot of good stories. Isaac Asimov. I think John. I'm sure you probably. I'm just gonna assume you've heard of as Isaac Asimov. But has anybody else? And has anybody else read any of his work? All right, we're gonna say goodbye to Tang and to Yoda, and we are gonna go pivot over. Tranquil, you have? Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, Isaac Asimov is the writer who is credited for the famous three laws of robots. I forgot what those laws are. Baylor, what is Rosemary doing? Rosemary is downstairs. When I finish up here upstairs with these kitties, then I'm going to go the last couple minutes and hang out with Rosemary. But she's downstairs at the moment. Uh, John, your kitties are robots when it comes to food time. You read much of? Yeah, I figured you did, John. Oh well, Tranquil. I mean, I hope you don't think a lot of people think that. I mean, every state has its intelligent and unintelligent folk. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think a lot of the times people who have street smarts are actually, I would consider them, or I would talk to those people than over people who have like book smarts. Because book smart is like theoretical, most of it. Street smart is like real world experience and like real life experience. And I know you have a ton of that, Tranquil, and I think you have a lot of valuable information that you could share if you wanted to, of course. The same with John, the same with NPP, the same with Bruce. Those who've just, have some years on them and have lived through life and can teach us stuff. I think those that are older in age, they can, if younger people would listen, I think they could greatly benefit from them. Uh, no. Well, yo, why you say my name? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by that. No. But we're just checking out the baby right now. She's one of 9. If anybody is new on here and just seeing her for the first time, she's a calico, as you can see. She's kind of showing her third eyelid a little bit. I know that kind of creeps some people out, but she's got a little of that third eyelid showing. And it's a little creepy, but that's that third eyelid a little bit. Baylor, soon you'll have dinner and leave, but I will come back. Okay. Well, Baylor, we're going to be finishing up this in about 15 minutes or so, 17 minutes, just a heads up. So if you happen to come on and we're still here, awesome. And if not, then have a good dinner and have a good rest of your night. If I don't see you again. Hello there, Danielle. Hope you're doing well. How you doing today, Danielle? How's your Wednesday? What's new with you? How's life? We'll take a look at Pandora over here. I do want to thank those who do know about my other channel and who has seen Pandora's hyperthyroidism video and has left a comment. I definitely appreciate that. And I definitely will say, if you know anybody else who might have a kitty or a doggy, because dogs can get hyperthyroidism also, maybe to refer that video to them and share it with them if you want to.
Because you can definitely see the difference if you look at like my other channel's newest video with Pandora and the tone and all that stuff and what it's about, compared to if you look at my last video that I published on this channel, which is a silly little video, but kind of funny, but silly, about cats, our cats when it's dinner time. It's quite funny. But anyways. Yeah, Max, we'll get to Max in a second. Baylor, if you're still with us. I'll swing over to the Maximus here in a second. Hi, honey. Okay, let's swing over to Max, and then I'll get Kit, and then I'll get Zelda, and I'll get Tiny. Hi, buddy. Oh, you'll go Maximus. Or as a lot of people tend to call Max, Maxwell. I just call him Sneezy quite often. Maybe Max might become Maxwell famous one day. But hopefully not, because I don't think he needs the fame. He's a shy little boy, so he's like, nah, just love me and give me food. I don't ask for much. Let me sneeze in your face every so often. And meow. Oh, Danielle, a quick question for you if you're still with us. Have you ever been to a restaurant of any kind that has robots working in it? Just been asking and just getting, seeing if people have or haven't. Tranquil. I can just a brief comment on that. I can only kind of talk about like my experience or my wife's experience. It definitely matters on like doctors' bedside attitude or like bedside manners, if you will. There are definitely good, bad, and ugly when it comes to that, and it's like hard if you're not comfortable with a doc or anything to continue with it, or it definitely makes things challenging, and having limited options obviously is not a good thing. Danielle, no, but your daughter did when she went out to eat with her friend. Okay, okay. John, you've had a little bit of rough patch here at your new job. You're basically helping set up from scratch and have no experience help yet. Are you like hiring anybody, John? Or how exactly is that working? Or are people there, but they're just like, I guess, green, new to the field. So you kind of got to, start from scratch, which I guess could be good and bad, right? Because you can train them how you want to, but, I'm sure the experience, though, is needed also. I'm guessing on that, of course, not knowing that world at all. He's a good boy. Is this your tail? It's not your tail. You sure it's not your tail? Okay, let's go down here and say a quick, as I get on the floor, a quick hello to Zelda. Get a little purr. Hopefully you can hear it. Bye, NPP. Hope
You have a good night, and I definitely look forward to hopefully you can get that information or kind of find out a little bit more as far as that information with X-ray stuff. I do appreciate that. Have a good one. What kind of math knowledge is required for that? Is it just like algebra math, or is there something trigonometry, calculus? How high does it have to go, or how high does it have to be? Trigonometry and geometry. Geometry, I can. It's been a while, but I feel like I have a aptitude to that. Have a good night, Danielle. Thanks for popping in. Hope you have a good night. We'll see you next time, whatever that might be. Trigonometry, though, is something I would struggle with greatly. You heading out, Baylor? I'm assuming you're heading out by saying goodnight. So have a good night, Baylor. Thanks for popping in. We'll see you whenever we see you again. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, Bruce, I'm with you. I hate math still. Even math, I'm like good at. I'm still not a fan of math. The one thing I'll say about math, though, is, and the one appreciation I have towards math, unlike some of the other subjects, is with math, it's you're right or you're wrong. There's no in between. It's not subjective. It's not, biases or anything like that. It's just you either know it or you don't. Baylor, is that I can't really read that, so and I don't know. You may not even. I don't know if you're asking me or if you're asking Bruce. I think he says, "Why do you hate math?" But it's kind of hard to read in that font. John, here's an off question, but kind of deals with what you're just saying with angles and stuff like that. Do you play pool? I would imagine if you played pool that you probably would be pretty good at it with all the angles and stuff like that. Hey, Tine Tine. You're a good little girl. She's a good little chubbly wubbly, little chubbly wubbly. Oh, I gotta pet the fat. I gotta pet the chunkies. Used to be good at pool. Okay. Favorite subjects were history, English, and science. I think Tiny's favorite subjects are eating, eating, and eating. What scared ya? She gets scared so easily and so randomly, and now she's got a fluffy tail. Hello there, Ruby. I am well. How are you? We're just hanging with Tiny at the moment, Ruby. Ruby, I got about 5 more minutes or so before I end this live, so is there anybody you want to see? I don't know how well you know the cat's names, having all these 9. Hiccups. I always, what works for me, and other people could have, I'm sure they have their own what works for them, but what works for me is holding my breath. Holding my breath for about 30 seconds or so, a couple of times, and the hiccups stop. That's what works for me. All right, Ruby, here is Pandora, as requested. It's almost Pandora's feeding time again here, because we got to feed her multiple days still to keep her weight up. And the baby's coming by to say kind of hello. The baby's getting jealous. She's like, why isn't this camera on me? They're human. Every time you hold your breath, you still hiccup. Well, scaring yourself, I've heard, can take hiccups away. I don't really know beyond that. Holding the breath normally works on my end. Baby, you're looking well, aren't you? Hey, Bruce saying you need a good scare. Go watch a scary movie, if those scare you. Go, I mean, I don't know. Everybody's got different fears, right? So if you're afraid of clowns, go, I don't know, go look up a bunch of clowns online. Okay. Tranquil Life is the scariest thing you can think of. Yeah, but life is quite the adventure, though, too. It's definitely got its downs, but it's definitely got its ups, though, too. It's like John's got some advice there for you also, Ruby. Goes a little bit more in depth than what I was saying. Oh, the big yawn. Okay, we're gonna go back downstairs. I'm gonna wrap up with who I started with, Rosemary, and then we're gonna wrap up this live. I appreciate those who have hung with me during this time. Oh, obviously the door's closed. You might have heard that little scraggly meow from Rosemary. She is the keeper of the plates. You want to turn that volume down? Get her a little closer because she's got her purr going. She had a purr going. It stopped. She's like, this camera's on me. I don't consent to it. My purr is stopped, human. All right, well, it's about that time, so let me just start wrapping up. John, Icon, Tranquil, Sydney Cat, Ruby, Baylor, if you happen to still be on here, Bruce. Trying to scroll back, remember, Icon, if I didn't say your name, Danielle, I think you already left. Might have already said your name, Sydney Cat, I'm not sure. But anyways, y'all have a good night. Take care. God bless. Adopt a cat, an older cat, if you can. Maybe I'll make that a trademark eventually or a catchphrase on this channel. Sell some merchandise. No, probably not. But anyways, same time tomorrow, obviously. If I see you there, awesome. If not, no worries. But then, take care. God bless. And say bye, Rosemary.
He's like, goodbye, humans. Look at my nose. All right, bye all.